Everybody ready? Okay, this meeting will come to order. Can we have a roll call of the members present, please?
Ron Shamash,
Here.
Tom Wenham,
Here.
Miguel Alonso,
Here.
Roger Graf de Peralta,
Here.
William Klein,
Here.
Ryan Mishkin has an excused absence, Stacy Summers.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. And everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Has anyone or everyone has had a chance to read the minutes from the December 18 meeting?
Yes.
Motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Got a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Thank you. Staff, are there any changes, addition, or deletions to the agenda?
No.
Okay, if no changes, the agenda will be adopted. We're gonna swear in witnesses and speakers. If you plan to speak or you think we're gonna ask you some question, please rise. Do you swear to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you. Okay, our next order of business is old business. It's item ARB 194, Wellington Marketplace exterior colors. Do any of the board members wish to disclose any ex parte communications? No, we're good. What are staff recommendations?
Well, at the last meeting, the item was tabled in order to get some colored renderings of the real estate photo and of the cinema as well. And so the applicant has provided a few different exhibits that were requested. So for this one, I know that the copies that everyone got were very dark. We had just gotten a new copier and I couldn't figure out how to make it lighter, so we're still trying to figure that out. So these are much better. You can see this is what it truly looks like. So for this one, this is a gray tone with a black awning. The trim color was a lighter color than what was submitted at the first meeting, which was requested by the board. Here is the cinema view. And the next exhibit is earth tone with turquoise. So they selected a lighter body color, which was requested by the board. And they have a few of these with different colored awnings. So here's the turquoise view. You can't really tell that. Oh, that one's the black one. Here's the black one, the black awnings.
Roger, it looks a little better in the screen behind us. It's a little dark.
This way is a little
It's a little dark
Next
here,
one.
yeah.
And
different.
here's the terracotta awning. So I can go back to the different views if you want to talk about them.
Yeah, do you mind cycling through them again so Roger could see them on that screen instead?
Oh, it is right over there.
There's also behind you, Mr. Klein. Yeah.
I'm going to go back the other way now.
I see it now.
Good. I'll just keep going. So that's all I have. So it's really up to the ARB as to which selection they like the best now that the renderings are provided. And if the applicant wants to add anything, they're more than welcome to.
Yeah, we'll open this item for public hearing. Please state your name, tell us.
Paul Fromm,
Who you are?
Roof Strength Incorporated, property managers on behalf of the owner. When I was here a month ago, we had indicated to the board that we didn't really have a preference between the gray tone or the earth tone color schemes.
Right.
In the ensuing month, we've given this some thought, and we've considered the maintenance in the look of the gray tone scale, and felt that would probably require more frequent power washing and more maintenance to keep it looking good. So we are now of a preference to stay with the earth tone colors.
Okay.
And we also now prefer the teal awnings because we think it's a consistent look with what's there today. And then the new, of course, the new paint will just freshen everything up and would still complement the teal. Literally, you know, as Kelly said, we changed the colors slightly. You have the new samples. And, you know, at this point, it's just up to the board to pick something for us.
Okay,
I
any
have one
question from the board?
If you stay with the teal awnings, do they have to be replaced anyway?
We're of the opinion that they've got some longevity to them still. They're not in bad enough
Okay.
condition that,
Because you have 21 awnings there.
I think there's like 26 all told, but it's, yeah, there's a lot of them, that's
Okay.
for sure. And, yeah, and we don't feel that they're in such a state of disrepair that it
Okay.
immediately warrants
Fine. Thank
replacement.
you.
Okay. I can tell you my opinion, but we definitely want to accommodate what you want. That's more important. I definitely like the gray one with the black awning.
Okay,
I don't mind the tan with either the black or the tan awning.
Mhm.
I'm not too crazy about the teal or turquoise awning. It's kind of not my favorite. But I'm definitely want to hear. So you really want to keep it because you don't want to replace them, basically.
correct, yes.
And I also heard
What?
reduced life cycle costs on maintenance. Is that what I also heard?
Reduced life cycle cost on maintenance of the
Less
paint.
pressure washing.
Yes, on the paint, yes.
That's the gray one.
That's also our
Yeah,
preference.
The
yeah,
gray
if you
versus
went
the
with
tan.
gray, it would cost you more.
Got it. If you want to speak, please tell us who you are and to the microphone.
Thomas Cannon, I'm the owner of the center.
Sounds-
We want to keep the teal because, as you can see from the pictures, if you keep the teal, you end up in a situation where it corresponds to the tenant signs, so it kind of blends in. The only taste I have is bad, so at the end of the day, that's the input from some of the tenants also.
And
Oh.
the tenants felt that they want to keep the teal awning.
As of today, yes, but I didn't do a study of every tenant, you know. As you pointed out, there's 26 awnings there. I did notice there was one ripped, probably gonna get it replaced. So the rest are in pretty good shape, so I'd hate to, but if we change it back from teal, as you can see above the sign there, it says real estate, and that, by the way, is a real estate broker's office, we just didn't put that up there. All the signs are blue also, so we have a color scheme that's somewhat consistent. And we would not want to go back to the tenants and say, if you look to the right of that where those smaller blue signs are, we got to change all those too?
No, I wouldn't change the signs, but just the awnings. But I would definitely want to hear what the rest of the board say. Thank you.
I have a question for staff. What triggered the awning replacement requirement? I can't recall.
Just to be more modern and update
Update it.
the plaza. If you're going and painting the plaza, you might as well freshen up the awnings as well.
I have a question for the staff as well. Why are we have the right to pick colors for them? Or like, shouldn't they like,
Well, they give them their preference, and if you like that preference,
we can approve it?
You can
but
approve it, or you
I
can.
don't think we're really their designers, or, you know, we're
Yeah.
not really their designer who has an issue. I mean, it's like, they should give me a design that they like, and we could,
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
not.
Yeah,
one
all
of you
these
can
colors don't
entertain a
matter.
motion to approve both schemes. And the question is, do we want to keep the awning or?
My preference when I went through all of them, picking them out, I liked F. I didn't like the gray scheme for my own thoughts in the community, but since that's not something they want anyway, then I don't need to explain why I didn't think the gray fit. So, but I like the idea. I felt for me, I thought the awnings kind of tied in. I feel like the teal awnings like really stand out and are very like 80s. I drove around looking at them. A lot
Yeah.
of them are moldish and older looking, and I just thought that if we're going to talk about them, I felt like you know, it's like painting it, doing all of it, and then just like not putting on the lipstick. Like those would have just been left and would have really stood out even more if now it's all, you know, beautiful and painted and manicured and everything's all beautiful, and then those awnings. And I like how that more terracotta awning kind of ties in then with the roof, you know, leaving all of the signs and everything else with that aqua or teal or whatever. But I thought the awnings and the terracotta kind of tied it together. That was just my thought.
Kelly, when you get a chance, could you step through them slowly, A through F?
One,
Well, A is the colors. I don't have that on here. B is the earth tone colors. Here's C. This is the gray tone with the black awnings. Here's and there's the other view. Here's the earth tone with the turquoise awnings.
Ouch.
And there's the turquoise awnings also. Here's an earth tone with the black awnings. Here's another black awning.
The colors we approved were only for residential or commercial? Because I remember the turquoise being one of them.
All of the entire village. The color board?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the entire village of Wellington.
Do we have a turquoise on it?
Well, the turquoise is for the awnings. That's not, the color board doesn't have the
It
turquoise
does-
color.
Isn't it
But because
considered
they,
a trim or something?
not for turquoise, no.
Okay.
no, my,
And another
I don't know.
another question: if we do have a motion soon, can one of you step to the microphone? What kind of time frame do you need to complete this?
To complete the job,
Yeah.
probably several months.
All right. So if we give it 6 months, that will be fine,
Should be.
and hopefully it'll be done earlier.
Okay. I did want to point one thing out. The teal signage throughout the center, that is part of an approved master sign plan from the village.
It is.
Yeah, the teal signs are, yep.
The signs we don't have a problem with the sign.
Yeah.
Just the
I just
awning.
wanted, as we're talking color options here, just wanted you to know that that was actually on record.
Yeah.
If you want to take a step to the microphone, please. Yeah.
From a practical point of view, we've been changing out when we've inherited black awnings, because obviously black attracts heat. Or sunny Florida, number
Okay.
one. Number two, the newer products allegedly don't fade as much as the old ones, but the black ones fade a lot more than, let's say, a lighter color,
Like a tan.
teal.
Or
So,
teal.
now, I am not an expert, but I've been doing this a long time. So at the end of the day, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I don't want to create additional heat penetration as well as potential fading. But again, as I point out to the board here, the manufacturers and installers say, oh, they're not going to fade. You know,
Okay, yeah, I understand.
take that
it
for
now.
whatever it's worth.
Don't give you a warranty.
Well, I'll make a motion,
Okay, so we'll close it for public hearing, and
and I'll make a motion for the body to be the earth tone.
you want to give an option of both earth tone and
I-
anyway.
the
You want
gentleman preferred the
earth tone, so let's
I'll
do
make
it.
the motion that the buildings be painted the earth tone. Somebody else can make a motion about the awnings or whatever.
Okay. Do we have a?
Well,
Wow.
with the motion you made, let me get clarification. With the motion you made, that would require no changes to the awnings.
No, I'm not talking about the awnings.
Well,
My motion was just on the building walls themselves.
But if that gets approved
He just
and
split it
nothing
into
is
two
added
motions.
to it, then we're done and the awnings stay the same. Is that correct?
That's
I-
why I
unless
made the
they-
motion only for the body of the building.
Okay.
So was some.
I will second the motion.
Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Wyndham and Mayor Wyndham, and a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor?
Aye.
Well, do we need to have any discussion?
We'll discuss it
Yeah.
first.
Do you want to have a discussion? The discussion comes before the motion. I thought we had the discussion.
And I was confused on how it was
All
going.
right, so
but okay.
can you table the motion until we have the discussion? Do you
Sure,
want?
go right ahead.
Okay,
Sure.
we're going to table the motion. Go ahead, let's have a discussion.
Okay, so we're gonna vote on the body color. Do you plan, we have other motions that would address the trim and the roof and the awnings? Is that the plan?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
I think you should include all one motion.
Can we not like,
Wait,
I th-
if you want to consolidate it, that's what I'm trying to do, is bring to consolidation here by making that. Or you can amend the main motion by adding the color of the trim and the awnings, that's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to move this along so we can finish this.
I mean, I have a feeling we should just, it sounds like we have support for going with their earth tone pattern palette here. It sounds like to me. Because even though we might like the
Sounds like-
gray, even though we may like the gray and it looks clean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the beige. If they want to do the beige, it's there. I don't think we can tell them not to do that. And plus, I'm worried that I think that the beige may actually match their cast stone better than the gray will match their cast stone. I think it probably is okay.
So why don't we cover our bases? We'll just make a motion to improve both of them, and they could choose. Maybe they change their mind in, between now and when they finally go and they
I'm
decide to
okay
go
with
the
either
light gray.
one. I'm okay with either one. But I do think that I don't know the awnings. I don't think the turquoise awnings match any better. You see that turquoise doesn't match the sign. It's a different turquoise, and none of the signs match. They're all different turquoises, and so it's like it's not like just because you're turquoise you match. It actually points out that you don't match
Yeah.
because they're not. It's almost better to have something that's a little different because it doesn't clash right away. It's not obviously different
agree with
right
Roger.
away.
That
So,
sounds good. I agree with
but
you
I don't
too.
know how we can put that restriction on them. Like I'm happy with either the gray. I think the black or the red look better than the turquoise. I think either one looks okay with the scheme there.
So I don't agree with, or my thought is, or how I'm supposed to say this, but I don't agree with saying that or potentially say like we would approve either or, and if they decide to change and paint differently. Only because for me, my vote would be against the gray. So my vote would be for the earth tone. And then if I'm gonna say anything about the awnings, I feel that the terracotta awnings would be best, but that's my
And-
opinion.
Is that the feeling of the other members
Sure.
of the board, the terracotta?
Well, no.
awnings?
No,
I'd like to file a
I'm-
motion on either Exhibit A or B.
So then you want to make a motion?
I like the earth tones.
Wait, what's A and B?
I'm
Colors.
content
Color
with the
schemes.
Color scheme, excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
teal color, because I don't want us to be forcing the applicant to drive up his costs.
I
Because he's-
can't remember what happened in the meeting last month. Is there any code issues, or, because I know that was part of this? Are the awnings part of what came into any kind of discussion?
No, because what happened was they came in with all the different colors,
Okay,
and to try and make the colors work and to brighten up the plaza, being that we are approving the colors, the turquoise really doesn't
yeah, it doesn't.
go
Okay.
well with the gray. That originally the color that he wanted was the gray, but then they had no preference. But now their preference is this. So
Ultimately,
why
it's
the
up to us. Everybody have to bring the buildings here and get it approved. We just trying to accommodate everybody with what they want to do because if
So
it's
let me ask a different question.
allowed,
If a new commercial building were coming before us, would we be commenting on the elevations? But would we be commenting, and would it be within our charter to comment on the colors of their awnings?
yes,
Yes.
course,
We
that's-
just did it
that's-
with the
Okay, then
that's
let me
what
go
this
one- let me go
board
one
is-
other step.
is here for.
Yeah.
This is really a backfit. The vendor is changing the colors and wants to do it in accordance with the approved color palette, because that's still appropriate for commercial organizations, maybe not residential, the courts will decide that. But now we would be forcing them through a backfit to incur cost to change the awnings? Are we really going beyond what we ought to be doing because of a backfit when there's remaining life on the awnings? On a new structure, that's fine, you haven't spent any money.
Or
But now you're forcing the vendor to go back and replace
they're,
20-some-odd awnings.
they're also essentially just repainting the building the colors they are almost,
Yeah.
and then replacing the awnings the color it was almost. I don't know that we'd have any.
Well,
like
he said there's
yeah.
remaining life.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
not
But and then
replacing.
when they're due to replace it, they would just replace what was there. What's wrong? Why can't they do that? Why shouldn't they be able
I
to do
agree,
that?
and that's why if we were to go with either Scheme A or Scheme B, neither of those have an awning color tied into those, and that gives them the flexibility.
Can you,
I think that's a Lori
can you
Coyne
put up A and B?
question, the attorney, and I don't think they want to wait
don't
for
have A and
another
B on-
meeting.
on
Oh,
this. This
okay.
is just
Here,
a-
this is it. Do you have these?
Can I just,
I only
I'm
have,
a little confused, to be honest with you.
I can reopen it for you to speak.
Oh, can you please reopen it, sir?
You are, go ahead.
I apologize, I'm a little
I'm
confused.
confused
I just want to make sure the board, and I appreciate your time. I've served on these things, I'm sure you don't want to be spending here a long time. We would like to go with the earth tone, okay, and the teal awnings. We believe there's life left there. To the y'all have the ability, and I honestly don't know this, I don't practice in Florida. If you have the right to tell me to do something else, obviously we're going to do it.
Right.
But I just want to make sure that we're clear as to what we're asking. And I mean, no disrespect, I'm just getting kind of lost here.
Yeah.
Well, I
Okay.
believe that the
Thank you.
recommendation at the last meeting, I don't know if anybody has that. Does anybody have the last agenda item? No.
Okay,
The
we
reason why
close
the
the
black
public
was
hearing. Go ahead.
requested was because, or recommended was because they initially wanted the gray.
Gray.
That was when they came in, they had said that they liked the gray, and they gave me examples of the gray. And the gray just didn't really fit well with the red and the turquoise, and
And-
something needed to be broken up.
And-
Which is why we had said if you want the gray, you need to have black. And I believe one of the other recommendations was if they were to replace the awnings, they were to be replaced in black, which I think was which was the earth tone colors.
Right.
So that's what the recommendation was for last month. That if they were to go to the earth tones, and if they were to replace the awnings in the future, it would be black. But if they wanted the gray, it would have to be black, because there was just way too many colors.
Okay.
So I
Every-
think that maybe you could recommend it that if they were in the future to
That's what I was gonna say.
The
Can we
awnings
then
that they
say when that life
is over.
is over, or then they get code violations
Yeah, and then they
for the
have to change
awnings, and then they have to change them?
But realistically, all the awnings are not going to go bad at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that would be
Right.
realistic.
No, it is realistic, and you're very nice, Mr. Klein. You're trying to accommodate them, but we're trying to also accommodate the colors of the town also.
I understand.
So we gotta weigh it both ways. But that sounds like a good compromise. So if you replace one, you replace all with one. When we reopen it for public hearing again,
Thank
go
you
ahead.
very much. I apologize for breaking procedure. I really do not want to replace some of the awnings. They do have useful life there. I know that you were kind enough to drive around out there. I was there today. There's only one that's ripped. Obviously, it's going to be replaced. And we're just basically replacing what's existing there. To the extent that y'all want to tell us exactly what we have to do out there, obviously, we're going to honor it. But I think that's,
Right.
let's assume you came back and said you wanted something that was not within the color schemes that we presented. And the cost is somewhat significant, which you got the message. I mean,
We
we're all
got it,
doing this
yeah.
before.
Ron,
Yeah.
if there's no more discussion, I'm going to try a motion.
Okay,
But is
so
there
I'm
any
gonna
more discussion?
close the public hearing. Any more discussion from the board?
Nope.
So Mr. Klein wants to introduce a motion. Go ahead.
I'd like to make I think this is in everybody's packet. I'd like to make a motion that we approve Exhibit B colors, and that the applicant is allowed to retain the existing color on his awnings.
So
Okay.
Exhibit D, earth tone
B,
with
B is in
turquoise.
Bravo.
B isn't.
Exhibit D?
There's-
Well, the exhibits that I gave you
With- yeah.
of the renderings, Exhibit D.
You're talking
earth
about D,
tones.
Exhibit D.
B,
He's talking about
Well,
D
he's
as
saying
in-
B.
B is in
B
boy.
and D.
He's
And-
saying
but-
B,
but
but
they
the
have
rendering.
this
No,
goes with
D,
it.
D,
referring
right
to
here.
is
This goes
D.
with this
Thank you.
because this has the awning.
Look at the screen.
It's a picture that
It's
looks.
behind you on the
with it.
screen, D.
Okay.
These are these colors on that, on the
Okay.
building. So
So it retains the original awning and it has the new colors.
So lighter, brighter color.
I
Because,
changed my motion from
Were there
Bravo
any?
to Delta.
Are there any other conditions we should be that were in the staff report that we need to be
The
adding to
well,
that?
wait.
Like-
one I remember
Wait,
was
we have-
the issue of the black.
Wait, Bill, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
And we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. The motion passed.
it was a 6.
Congratulations.
If-
I believe
for
the
clarity,
only,
I've-
recommendations that were in the, that were in last month's was the black and was the awning colors is the only,
And you'll confirm the matte and all that. No, it's not shiny, and you'll
Yeah.
confirm all that.
that, yeah, oh, and that was another condition. We'll make sure that that's a condition in the,
So,
You have all the same stuff we have, so
so
Exhibit Delta is what you got.
Oh,
Y-
thank you
your-
very much.
your-
I was just gonna ask for getting a record explanation for that summarized. Thank you very much. for
got
your
your.
time.
Okay, so you got what you wanted. Sure. Thank you for coming.
We work here to try to work the town.
Great.
You're doing great. Thank you for coloring, painting it.
Fill up those remaining empty bays.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we just took
Good.
comments from the public. Any comments from the staff?
there is a meeting next month.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sure.
It is the Whole Foods Plaza, the building that is the Macaroni Grill.
Something
what
going
i-
in there?
What's going on in there?
They are demolishing it and putting up a retail bay. Retail,
A bank?
kind of like, no, retail, kind of like what they built where like Mole and AT&T is on the other
Oh,
side.
got
like
it, got it.
Chili's. Kind of like that.
Oh, a little strip. Okay.
And I believe a fence. They haven't submitted yet, but I think they're gonna come in as well.
Okay.
Fence.
All right. Thank you for the stuff.
Alternate
That should be
design.
fairly
Yeah.
easy. Match existing.
All right, here we go.
Like now, like now.
Thank you for the staff and the board. The meeting is adjourned.